Hello guys, Axel once again, and this is gonna be the fourth and final part of my Wrestlemania 30 review. And I want to apologize because I guess I went out of order. I just remembered, I think after the either before or after the Andre the Giant Battle Royale, there was a match: John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Yeah, of course I forgot it. Well, you kind of probably you can see the reason why is John Cena. Popular he may be, nothing personal to him. I'm not really a John Cena fan. So anyway, what do we think about that match? It was okay because the whole point of that match is that Bray Wyatt, his gimmick, and his storyline is that he was trying to destroy John Cena's legacy. He doesn't care about whether winning or losing in WrestleMania. He just wants to destroy the legacy of what John Cena is, about John Cena. Because remember, John Cena is the new sort of the ultimate baby face. This is a guy that cannot be evil, and if he becomes evil, the world gets shattered. Just like what they did with Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was basically is the ultimate good guy. He's another baby face, but of course, if you know the history of the NWO, he became a bad guy. Something that never been done. And props to I guess WCW for breaking I guess the chain. That's something you wouldn't ever think doing, but hey, it worked. And of course, that didn't really last long because after a while it was just getting boring. But that's going to be a different story. And if you want to know about the history of that one, well, there's always WWE documentary movies. The NWO, WCW, Hulk Hogan. Heck, you can even watch Hulk Hogan True Story E if you can find that. Okay, going off tracks here. Sorry about it. Let's go back to John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. It wasn't a bad match. It was interesting because it was something, let's just say, unorthodox. Because Bray Wyatt always will do is he'll always like kneel and then say, "Oh, go hit me, do something, win, whatever." I mean, so they were doing some move. Bray Wyatt's doing some interesting move, and he does that weird reverse arc, standing arch, reverse arch move. That was kind of weird, creepy, but that's the whole point of Bray Wyatt. So they did some move. It was actually sort of interesting to watch. Not so much. They were trading blows, and of course, he has to always keep an eye on the other two, Luke and Rowan, I think was the other guy's name. So, yeah, they would move. And they were countering moves, and then in the end, Bray Wyatt was trying to manipulate John Cena by bringing a chair in. But you think, oh, is he going to hit him with the chair? No. He basically was going to give him the chair and say, yeah, go hit me. I dare you. You want to win? You want to win? Do whatever it takes to win. Hit me with the chair. And, of course, John Cena can't do it, so he did it against Rowan. And because of that, it was a distraction. Bray Wyatt was able to grab John Cena, and he was attempting to do the Abigail kiss. Excuse me, his special move. But then John Cena was able to counter it with his attitude adjustment. And of course, after that, 1, 2, 3, John Cena won. No surprise, not surprising because it's John Cena. So excuse me a sec. Alright, sorry about that. Something just happened. Alright, back to the story. So nothing surprising about the match. It was actually sort of interesting to watch. A little bit boring. Wasn't most of the time it was they're doing something different, but that's good when doing something different. But at the same time, just wasn't really that interesting. But this one I'll give it also a 7 out of 10. Just because they were doing something different. And excuse me a sec. I'm back. Sorry about that. Alright, so like I said, I give it a 7 out of 10. Because it was a little bit unorthodox, which is good. Something different, but at the same time, you know that John Cena's going to win. That's it. So, now, the main event. This is what the people are waiting for. Yes. 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 Randy Orton versus Batista versus Daniel Bryan, the underdog, the Lil Mac of WWE, the inspiring wrestler for most people now. Nobody knew him in the beginning, unless you're in the inner wrestling circle, and now the WWE Universe are behind him. The Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan. So, what do I think about this match? It was really worth watching. This is what I'm talking about. That's one of the problems sometimes with WrestleMania is that even you're the main event, sometimes the match before that, if they do a better performance than you, then it's gonna it's unfortunate. Like how do you top that? And sometimes you can't. And a good example was WrestleMania 25, Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, and then the next one was, under Triple H versus Randy Orton. Like, how do you top that? So that was the thing. And another one I can't remember when WrestleMania went Hollywood. I watched it with my friends. Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. That was the better match than Triple H versus Batista for the World Heavyweight belt. And this is before they combined the two belts. So again, like, how do you top that? Well, for this one, even so that shockingly the streak was broken, 21-1, and people didn't really care about the Divas. Sorry, is that this match was worth watching, and it showed. It really showed. Even I was amazed. It kept me interested. Like, I had a feeling Daniel Bryan's gonna win. This is just worth watching. So, excuse me. What do I think about it? Well, first of all, the minute the bell rang, the first thing they see, Daniel Bryan. He's coming there, running in, charging on both Batista and Randy Orton. Because of course his gimmick or his basically storyline is he's not going to be a guy who's just hiding in the corner. No, he'll attack there. He doesn't care if you're a big guy. This is Daniel Bryan. And of course sometimes he got to get thrown out because remember he was injured with the Undertaker. Because we were at the same time also I forgot to mention this against Triple H after the match. Triple H kind of supposedly hurt his shoulder with a steel chair. So he has an injured left shoulder. Is it left? Yeah, left shoulder. So once in a while you'll see him get thrown out outside. He's thrown outside the outside the ring. So mostly it's Batista and Randy Orton, which is, in my opinion, kind of makes sense because Daniel Bryan was wrestling twice. He was Cesaro, but it's a different story. So you got to give him a little bit some breathing room also. That's the reason why that was the first match, which again, in my opinion, good move. Make Daniel and being the first card, then being the main event. And I think, in my opinion, only he earned it. Because again, I'll probably, just a side note, I probably might give my thoughts about him more detailed. When I did it before, I think in my first part, what I think about Daniel Bryan. I mean, the guy is interesting as just in the overall, this guy's just interesting. Everybody, it's very inspiring, I guess. So back to the match, Orton, Batista, they were doing some moves, they were trading blows. It was actually good. And then, after a while, and this is the interesting part, that while they're wrestling, and I guess the cameraman, that's really smart not to put Daniel Bryan in the camera. because like out of nowhere you don't see him. He just jumps in, he flies in, and just I guess he does a flying knee, flying kicks on both of the guys. And one of the interesting part is that throughout the match, then when he gets thrown out, you don't see him, and then they focus on the match with Batista and Orton, and out of nowhere, like in the corner, maybe in the corner of the screen, he just jumps in. Like even Michael Cole said, "Oh my gosh, where did he come from?" I'm like, how does he get this energy? He's just passing out of nowhere. Like, yeah, it's like a fighting game when you're summoning your support, like out of nowhere, they just jump in the screen. Like, where do they come from? So that was interesting. Oh man, wow. So he like throughout the match, he would do that. So again, trading blows. There were a triple threat match. All three of them, they were fighting each other, and then, not surprisingly, guess who came back? Triple H with Stephanie. And again, apparently they have also a crooked referee with them, because apparently this is the referee that's trying to screw Daniel Bryan. So you think, oh, Daniel Bryan pinned Randy Orton, 1, 2. Then he got pulled by Triple H. Then he called the crooked referee, get in there, count him. And then, of course, Daniel Bryan wasn't too happy, so of course he tried to leap to, I think, Triple H once. And then, to some extent, Batista came in, did, I think, a power bomb. Like, he did multiple special moves in Daniel Bryan, I think. He did a Batista bomb. I forgot the Batista bomb. And he jumped out. And then Batista's like, you gotta be kidding me. So, again, trading blows. And then Triple H said, you're not going to win, Daniel Bryan. So, out of desperation, he took in his best friend, the Sledgehammer. That's what Triple H was known for, the Sledgehammer. Trying to counter with it, but of course it backfired. Daniel Bryan, I think, he hit Triple H in the stomach, accidentally dropped the Sledgehammer. Daniel Bryan took it out, took the Sledgehammer, hit Triple H with it. And oh yeah, just for people who are wondering, Sledgehammer disqualification, what? Remember, in any triple threat match there is no disqualification. I don't know why. How come there's no such thing as a triple threat, legit, no disqualification, but whatever. Gotta ask WWE for that one. So again, there was no disqualification. That's why they're able to do this thing. I guess to put more interest in the match. Triple H got out, and then he was being held by the referee and Stephanie McMahon. And Daniel Bryan said, "Okay, that's it. Enough is enough. Once more." He leaped out of the ring and hit Triple H, the referee, and I think to some extent Stephanie McMahon. So I'm like, OMG, my goodness. This is, wow. And as the crowd would say, this is awesome. It was worth watching. So, of course, during the match, you see Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. They left the ring, supposedly like they're injured. So, once again, back to the triple threat. At one point, again, another interesting factor came in. Randy Orton and Batista actually teamed up. And they actually did an awesome move. I even say that's actually awesome. That to some extent they really should consider being a tag team, but I'll explain that later after this. And what happened was that they basically double teamed Daniel Bryan on the announce table. And there was some a little bit like oopsie there, hubbub. Because here's a hubbub. Normally when you're going to put someone in the announce table, you got to remove a lot of the thing on top of it, especially the monitors. You got to remove those monitors. Yeah, because those things hurt. Those are hard. And I think what happened was either the monitor was released or it fell down inside the announce table. Normally just put them like some sort of like a slot there. I don't know what happened. There was and they were going to do a Batista bomb / RKO double team. That was actually awesome. That was awesome. That should be a special double team move. That was actually an awesome move. So Batista picks Daniel Bryan, power bombs him, or basically drops him because you got to be careful. At the same time, while he falls down, Randy Orton he picks up, or he basically RKO him. One of the good thing about Orton is good at is he can really time when he does the RKO. You've seen him does it from someone jumping from a top rope or the corner top rope, jumping in, whatever. He can do it. I mean, maybe not perfect, but if you time it right in performance-wise, it looks good. So they did it, but what happened was a little bit concerning was when Randy Orton fell down, I think part of his lower back, it hit the monitor. Ouch. That's so flat there. I mean, there. So that's a little bit concerning there. He fell down, and I think his lower left back hit the monitor. So ouch. I guess they forgot to take it out, or I don't know what happened. Oh boy, that was like, no, that's not gonna end in the long run. You're gonna have bruises there, but again, they are professional wrestlers. This is what they do on a daily basis. Just keep that in mind. But hoo-wee, that gotta hurt. So anyway, Daniel Bryan, he lay down. So now it's after a while. For a while, there was something like, oh man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Because it was really sort of confusing. Because Orton's down, Daniel Bryan's down, Batista really can't do anything about it at that point. So he was like, all right, what am I supposed to do? And of course, you see a stretcher comes in. So you're saying, oh man, no, wait. So that means Daniel Bryan can't win because of this. No, he's in the stretcher. No, no, no. And of course, for a while that's happening, they're putting Daniel Bryan in the stretcher. Batista's doing something with Randy Orton, trying to do some matches. Well, you gotta keep the show continue. You can't just stand there and look around. Picked up Orton. I guess they were just doing some trading blows for a while until they wait for Daniel Bryan to be like halfway in the ramp. Because again, part of the storyline, he was in the stretcher, and then finally you see it. For a while, that Orton got the upper hand. I think Batista was down. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just see Daniel Bryan just getting off the stretcher. And people keep looking, yes, yes, yes. Off the stretcher, he was crawling in. Again, it shows the underdog. Never gives up, never surrender. Believe in yourself. So, trying to crawl in, keep crawling in, nothing happened because he's really weak. I think Orton took him in the ring, did some moves, then threw him out. Batista comes in, and then he's exchanging blows with Randy Orton, and then you'll see at one point that Randy Orton, he was gonna do the pun, one of his signatures when he kicks the guy in the head, but before he was able to do that. Out of nowhere, again, this continuous trend. Out of nowhere, Daniel Bryan comes in, does a running knee, and he was gonna pin Orton. Batista comes in. Yeah, Batista comes in there. I think here Daniel Bryan threw him out. He threw him out. So now Batista has the upper hand, and he did the Batista, and I think this was coming to the end. Batista picked Orton out, did the Batista bomb. Well, he wasn't really doing the roll. I guess he's just doing a power bomb now. I guess changed age again, whatever. But right immediately he did the Batista bomb out of nowhere once again. Guess who comes in? Daniel Bryan running knee. And then he ended him with the yes lock. I guess that's what they call it now. I call it the label lock, a submission hold. But here's a tidbit. The minute he Batista bombed Orton, I knew that Daniel Bryan's gonna win, because one of the hints that given the people kind of see it is, if you know that the minute he Batista bombed Orton, he rolled out. He immediately rolled out. So I'm there saying, yeah, I knew it, but I knew Daniel Bryan's going to win, because for safety reason, you don't want to get someone's way when you're doing a performance. You can hurt each other. So I'm like, yeah, I knew it. Batista was gonna get submission. Batista trying to hold him and he couldn't. And 1 2 3, Daniel Bryan, the new WWE Heavyweight Championship champion. Excuse me. So overall, that was awesome. But I think the little end could gone better. One is it's one of the sad part when you do a triple threat is the champion doesn't have to be pinned to lose the belt. That's a common thing. And Orton, of course, didn't watch him pin. My opinion first one is when he did the Batista bomb, Orton shouldn't really roll out. Maybe just a little bit like go to the side, just in case. But just in the side, but not roll all the way out because that kind of like so like that was like giving a hand. Like that was a big hand. Like yeah, Daniel's gonna win. I know Daniel's gonna win anyway because people want him to win. I mean, there were some stories about this. Like, oh my God, there were so much stories about it that people complained. They trying to file this complaint to the White House. It was just crazy. I mean, for this guy, I guess it was very inspiring that people would go beyond common sense just to say, well, this is injustice. Which again, it's just a storyline. Just calm down, people. They're not screwing with any wrestler. I mean, to some extent, they're not. It's a storyline. So finally, we knew Daniel Bryan was going to win. Like, in my opinion, should be that he should done the label lock on Orton at least, and then at least he pinned the champ. Like he basically submitted to, or the champion submitted to Daniel Bryan. But whatever. Again, you can always. It's not easy as you think it is doing wrestling performance. And of course, Daniel Bryan won. Everybody knew that, and everybody was really happy. I was like, I knew this guy's gonna win. This guy gotta win. He has to win. The little man who wrestled twice in WrestleMania. He was the first guy in the first card, all the way to the final. So, yes, yes, yes. So what do I give this main event? A 9 out of 10. Why? The minor gripe in the end. I can't let it go. I mean, it would be a bit better if Orton didn't roll out. Maybe just a bit, so he won't get it away when Daniel Bryan does the running knee. And maybe they could have done something more like, okay, he does the running knee, and he hits Batista, and then Orton basically, to some extent, trying to do an RKO, but Daniel Bryan counter it, and then ends up to a label lock. That's just me, or something like that. It was sort of a bit, wasn't wow, but it was still good. So that's only my minor grade. That's why 1 point off. So it's a 9 out of 10. At least this WrestleMania, the main event was worth watching. That no one could even top it. Not even the Streak versus the Beast. Since unfortunately in that match it was kind of slow. But I already said the reason is in my previous video. So overall, what do I think about this WrestleMania? Yes, it was worth watching. It was worth getting the WWE Network if you're into wrestling. And again, $10 a month, $60 in 6 months, so versus $60 in one go. So I mean, again, if you're really a WWE fan, it is worth watching. I watched it. It was awesome. All I can say. It was yes, it was worth watching for WrestleMania 30. So how are they gonna top the WrestleMania 31? Well, who knows? That's 2015. We have a year from now. So again, yes. So overall, what do I give WrestleMania 30? I give it a 9 out of 10 for this one, or maybe an 8. An 8 out of 10 because there were some good matches. There were actually some worthy matches such as Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, the Under the Giant, the intro in WrestleMania 30. Like the first 20 minutes of WrestleMania was just Hogan, Austin, and The Rock just talking. And it wasn't boring. There was some hubbub, and again, hubbub is sometimes good, but three big guys. And imagine three of them form a team. Maybe they're like the good guys of WWE, but whatever. That was awesome. Middle cards were good. Some of them were good, some are bad. But in the end, it was worth watching. That what people were waiting for was worth waiting for. The hype was there. So if you ever have the WWE Network or you want to watch WrestleMania, WrestleMania 30 is one of the WrestleMania that's worth watching. Because overall, the cards were good. They were good. And that's just my personal opinion about it. Alright, now that a little tidbit about now the events now at Raw, the events after WrestleMania. Well, of course, if you saw the end of Raw, basically it was you see Batista, Orton, Triple H, and Kane. Again, they're trying to screw Daniel Bryan like always. But I'm not gonna talk about the match. You can just watch that at Raw. But what I'm gonna give my thoughts like, wait, Triple H, Orton, Batista, Kane. You got four people. And I know they're called the authorities, but you got four people. I was thinking maybe they should call them except for without Ric Flair, but could they be called a new Four Horsemen? The Four Horsemen, or maybe Evolution 2.0, Neo Evolution, King of Evolution, Evolution King. I don't know, but I think they could be a faction once again. I mean, maybe not so good, but you got these interesting people. You got three of them from Evolution, and you got Kane, which is Corporate Kane. I guess he's also probably a part-timer because he doesn't even wrestle in his trunks anymore. Now he wrestles with a khaki pants, which is, I'm sorry to say, that's just ridiculous. Or maybe just he can't wear wrestling trunks anymore or whatever, you know. Now, oh, that's them. If they want to wrestle khaki pants, whatever. But I think it's just sorry to say it's really ridiculous in my opinion. When I think about wrestling, I think about people in their wrestling trunks, wrestling outfit, or at least some one of those sporty pants, shorts thing. I don't know. Who cares? So whatever. But they could be a faction. They could be I know they call themselves the authorities. Maybe Evolution or whatever. So maybe you got Triple H as COO, you got Kane as the director, chief of operation, and Orton and Batista could give them a fake occupation like talent management or something. I don't know. They'll probably figure something out. But like I said, and at this point, when I saw that double teaming on Downbrain, I was thinking that Batista and Orton, they should be a tag team. And maybe just part of the storyline, they should also be a WWE champion just to make it more interesting. Just my opinion. And if they can perfect that move, the Batista RKO duo combo, it would be awesome. It was awesome. It was like how if they can time it right, that was actually awesome. Batista does the power bomb or a modified Batista bomb. He doesn't have to sit down. And Orton just the right time. RKO the wrestler. Boom. Double move. That's actually a good move. I mean, that's my opinion. I'm just throwing it out there, WWE. I know you got this rule that you don't accept outside help or outside tips, suggestion, whatever, but I'm just going to be throwing this out there. Orton and Batista as a tag team. And if you make them a champion, it's probably more interesting. Maybe not, because I know a lot of people don't like Batista, but again, each of their own. So, that's it. So, again, overall in WrestleMania again, it was worth watching. I think this is one of the best WrestleMania. So, the number 30 did show that it was worth watching because it's the 30th anniversary. Hogan as the host makes sense since he was in he main event the first WrestleMania. So again, if you have the W Network, if you're thinking about watching WrestleMania, I would really suggest watching this one. It's worth watching. But again, that's just my personal opinion, my personal review about it. So anyway, That's my review of WrestleMania 30. It's worth watching. And with that, I'll see you guys later. Bye.